boundaries that people tried to impose on me. When I was 17 years old, I decided that it was time to go to college, and I want to be a piano performance major, point blank. There was no stopping me. My own teacher told me not to do it. A lot of church members told me not to do it.
When I was 18 when people were asking me. I'm telling you, I was getting called in my senior year saying, don't do this, from people I never know.
Thing is, I'm a little stubborn. Somebody can't tell me I can't do something. You're not in my mind, you're not in my heart to know what I'm capable of.
People claim to love you, but they don't know what this is about. They have never seen anybody go to do piano as a career. And so the discouragement level was just extreme. As a matter of fact, I thank God for getting me through this.
I love rejection. See, I read stories about great men and women who's made it big. They made it big because of rejection. I went ahead and pursued my dreams anyway. So at that time, the only encouraging people who actually were encouraging me to pursue this was my father, my mother, of course my brother, and my teacher in Massachusetts who I went to study with, because he told me that he saw something special in me. And I don't know what it was. At the time, I didn't know better, but I knew I was ignorant enough to go and pursue my dreams.
They get the ambition, and they don't want to do nothing but music now. I wanted them to be doctor, to be maybe pastor, doctor. They don't want that.
Church, I just wanted to encourage you all to encourage the young people. Sometimes they might have a strange calling. And what happened is when my brother and I decided to tell our church family that we are going to do music for a living, they discouraged us very much. And I still remember that, but thank God we did not believe in that. We kept God first, and we believed that was His calling for us. And I just wanted to tell you, to encourage the young people or whoever else, if they come to you and tell you they want to do whatever they want to do for their life, encourage them, pray with them. Do not discourage them. You'll never know where God can take them. Thank you, church.
For my master's recital, I decided to play the Don Juan Fantasy by Franz Liszt as the closer of my recital. Number one, because it is known to be one of the most difficult pieces in the piano repertoire. A lot of kids are playing a lot of difficult pieces, and at least during the time I was there, no one played Don Juan, so I wanted to take on the challenge to do it. And it was funny because when you post your recital flyers throughout the school, it has everything that you'll be playing at the recital, and I could it doesn't have your picture now. It just has your name and the date and so forth. And I could hear kids talking, who's gonna be playing now? Who's crazy gonna play? And some of them came out of curiosity.
For my graduation recital, I played Scriabin Etude. I feel a strong connection with Scriabin, and I feel that I have a lot of sensitivity in my playing, and the piece brought that out. I would not play this piece today for my audience. They would not appreciate it. They would not get it.
It sounds like basically scary movie type music, and it's straining to the ear unless you're trained.
It challenges your ear. As a matter of fact, it's challenging for the piano itself, not only for the pianist. But yeah,
I personally never really cared for that repertoire anyway, so.
But I love music. I love it. I still love it today. Yeah, in fact, I feel like it's very unfortunate that I cannot perform these pieces. But I have to be real. Maybe I can perform a movement.
I was going to say maybe a movie, maybe a scary scary movie.
Yes, yes,
It makes
yes, yes. It would work very well in the scary movie.
Manhattan School of Music. Most special thing about this is graduation day. Happiest we've ever seen our mom. Both of us graduated together with a master's degree in music on Mother's Day. My mother was sick before we were born. She caught pneumonia and chronic asthma from a hurricane in 1969. She was sleeping in her room and her roof top came off and the rain and wind just poured down on her.
I remember my mother in Haiti when I was 4 years old going to the hospital because of asthma. And so my mother always taught us how to pray. And so I said, well, maybe if I get close enough to God, maybe he will spare her life. So because of that, at a very early age, I was very religious and I was very into God, even at 4 years old, if for no other reason but to make sure my mother stayed alive. And of course, God had his plan, but I believe that played a major role, and God listened to my prayers.
We both always knew that she was going to die young. We really knew it. We lived with this every day. After she came to this country, she actually found, I guess, a temporary cure for it, or at least it was kept under control for a while. But then as she grew older, it just came back and there was no stopping it. She was at the happiest period of her life. Our debut at Lincoln Center is very meaningful to me because that was the last time my mother seen us perform. The very last time.
I did the Prokofiev third piano concerto, never did the Tchaikovsky. She felt more as if God has blessed her beyond what she would have ever lived to see. And she almost felt like, hey Lord, you gave me even more than I could ask for. Religion is what made the most impact, earliest impact on my life.
We were raised in a Christian family. We didn't know any other way. Of course, me being a rebellious one, I guess I strayed away from it for a while, going to college and did my thing, went to the parties and did things that I wasn't supposed to. But after a while, I came back to it. Music kept drawing me back to the church, even though I didn't want it to. But it kept drawing me back. It kept me out of trouble, and I could honestly say that being able to play the piano saved my life, because I would have been out in the streets doing, up to no good. I'd probably be dead or in jail right now if I wasn't able to play the piano. So God gave me this gift for a reason. Good evening, Oakwood. I am Nerva Altino and my brother Robinson. Robinson and I are honored to have the opportunity to play and perform for you tonight. transition coming from school to making a music career for me was pretty smooth. Not because of Manhattan School of Music, because that's one thing I think that conservatories lack. They don't teach you how to create a career. These kids come into these schools, they're facing a lot of competition already, and they think that to make it big, you have to go through these international competitions. I never liked the competition route. So what my brother and I did after we graduated, we decided we're not going to sit around and wait for agents to call us, but we decided we're going to do it on our own. If we have to rent the venue, do whatever it takes. First big show together took place at York College. We had a 2-piano recital. That was probably the last pure classical recital that we had. It was our first, and it was the last pure. It was our first together, as a duo. But that was the last. That's when we realized, because a lot of people. That's when people came to us and said, "Man, you guys are this, you guys are that," but we didn't understand the thing you were playing, and we were like, you know what? That's it. We're changing.
We played some of the most difficult two piano pieces in there, and also solo pieces that I've been working for, and he's been working for months. And to think that's the kind of reaction we got.
They couldn't relate to it at all. But once we began to incorporate other genres into our concert, it was a whole new ball game.
Basically, we did not want people to come to our concert feeling like they're doing us a favor or they're supporting us. We want them to come to our concert because they know they're gonna have a good time and they're gonna hear something that they know and love.
Most people cannot relate to classical music. Nobody want to sit down and listen to a half-hour Beethoven sonata, all right? Which is unfortunate because those are the great works. So what we do, we take these repertoires and incorporate them into, I would say, familiar tunes, either religious or pop or whatever. So we make these things that are familiar to people already into the style of classical pieces. So that makes it more interesting to people, and they're like, wait a minute, how can you do that with that song? But that's what Beethoven and Bach and all of them do all the time, but people can't relate to it. So they would just want to hear something familiar. When they hear something familiar, then I think they'll feel all right.